me. I should look hilarious. Hello guys, so I've got this weird headband thing on from Primark. It's just to get my makeup out my face. I don't know really what to think you're going to go like this, but God knows. Anyway, I'm going to zoom into my eyes because I'm going to be showing you how I created like this more like natural brow, and I actually used, oh wow, I thought I was recording this whole time, but I have not been. So I'm going to be showing you how to get this more natural brow using a really cheap eyebrow pencil. So what you will need is a concealer or any sort of eye base that you usually use to carve out your brows. I'm going to be using the P. Louise base, which is in the shade Rumour. I'm going to be taking a MAC 242 flat shader brush. I quite like this one instead of the 252, and I'm going to be carving around my brow, but I'm taking it lower down, so I'm just like creating the shape I'm going to just drag it out quite far. So I just created the shape. I'm just grabbing my beauty sponge and blending that in. This is just dry because I've been using my sponge dry recently, as I find this works really well and doesn't take any like coverage away. As you can see, I've got like excess product here, so I'm just going to drag that down and go over it. And you could actually leave it like this if you didn't want to fill in your eyebrow, because as you can see, I haven't even applied any product through my eyebrow yet, but it's just making it look more defined. So the brow pencil I'm going to be using is actually from Primark, and it's the PS brow pencil, and this was £1. I got this shade, which is cool brown, and then I also got the shade granite. I tried applying both shades last night, and this shade was a lot better for my eyebrows. The shade granite was like really dark and really like cool tone, whereas this was a lot warmer. Just brushing through my eyebrow hairs and brushing them up at the front, and then I'm just going to take the pencil and then just flick it through. So just very light strokes at the front, and then you just want to be a bit more heavy-handed towards the back. And as you can see, you get that more like fluffy brow effect. I'm then just going to be applying the Benefit Brow Conditioning Primer, and this just grabs onto the eyebrow hairs. I usually apply this first when I apply my Anastasia Dip Brow. I sometimes do apply it afterwards because I find that it just gives like the same effect, and this makes your brows like really nice and fluffy. So there we have it, more like fluffy natural brow. Have a weird bit at the front here because I have a spot. What I'm going to do, I'm going to be applying my face products first before I do my eyes. When I look over in my laptop, it looks like I'm not in focus, so I hope I am. So I'm going to be applying my moisturiser of choice, which is the Tatcha Water Cream, and I love this. It is so nice. It really is worth spending that little extra on it. Definitely going to be picking more of this up. I feel like if I was to use this all the time, my skin would be really nice and like smooth, but I'd need like the big pot, and the big pot's expensive. I feel like some sort of like nun or something with this on my head. Right, now I'm going to move on to my foundation. I mentioned this in my last video, and this is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. This is in number 7 Sand, and I have actually been really liking this, so I'm just putting 2 pumps on the back of my hand. And if you watch my last video, you'll know that I like to apply my foundation with a flat brush first. So, oh my god. So I'm just taking this Real Techniques setting brush, and I'm just going to apply this all over my face. So I just like to apply it with a flat brush first, just to apply more coverage in the areas that I need it. Gives you an even colour too. And obviously I'm matching my foundation to the colour of my neck because I have no tan on my face, and that's because my skin is really crap at the moment. I had a couple of comments actually saying that my skin's really clear, so thank you, but I don't believe it is. Just in my ears. And it's so much easier to go around your eyebrows with a flat brush. And as you can tell, I didn't actually apply any primer at all because the water cream is actually just a really nice like base. And I haven't really been applying primer recently. Just been like applying like a moisturiser. I'll either apply like a moisturiser or a primer. I won't go in with both. I don't know, I feel like my makeup sometimes just sits better. So I'll use like a hydrating primer. I'm just going to then use the Real Techniques, don't know what it's called, but it's like the angled foundation brush, just to blend it all in. I don't know if it's this foundation or because I haven't like got primer on underneath. I do find that sometimes like around like my cheek area the foundation like clings. I don't know if it's like because that area is like drier, but I don't know. And this P. Louise base, I know it's far too light, but it's fine when I'm doing colourful looks. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to move on to cream bronzer. I'm just going to use the Wet n Wild stick that I used last time because I actually did really like this. I know it was quite like of a lighter coverage, but I'm just going to apply more than I did last time. I know this looks really dark to start with. It's fine when you blend it in. Just blending that in with my foundation brush. And I'm just pressing it in to my skin instead of swiping it. Yeah, I feel like that's applied a lot more than it did last time. I do really like the fact this foundation is very like dewy, but like once you've set it, it's fine. Like if you have like oilier skin like me, because in some parts I'm like dry, some parts I'm oily. Okay, right, we're going to move on to my concealer because I know my eyes look hilarious. For concealer, I'm using my favourite concealer recently, which has been the Barry M All Night Long Full Coverage Concealer, and this is in the shade Cookie. Applying this under my eyes. I find this really like helps brighten up, and it's a nice like yellow tone, but not making you look like Homer Simpson. So I want it quite highlighted under my eyes today, and then a little bit on my head, my chin, my cupid's bow, down my nose. Sometimes I apply it under here, I just do that too. I feel like I haven't done like really full coverage in ages. Just grab a sponge again for that. This is a different sponge. This is just a actual beauty blender, but an old one. Don't know where the sponge that I was using a minute ago has gone. This looks so harsh, so what I do after it, I just go over with my foundation brush just so it doesn't look so harsh. Do you like when I do like a full face like this, or do you prefer when I just do like eye videos? What do you prefer? I'm just blending my concealer into that eye base. It looks so weird to start off with, then it will look fine in the end. So I have to say it in every video because the start my makeup looks a steak. Right, now I'm just grabbing my foundation brush. It looks a bit like grey, it'll be fine in the end. Just going back in with the MAC brush, I'm just blending my base because I have had some creasing. Just dragging that out. I don't know what kind of eye look I'm going for, to be honest with you, so I feel like I want to do something quite natural because we have gone for more like a fluffier brow, and I do such like intense looks on my YouTube channel at the moment, so let's do something a bit more natural for me. One makeup artist that really does inspire me is Styled by Abrahams. I hope that I'm saying that right. And he does like shimmer all up here. Actually, one palette I still have to use is my Primark one. So I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to be taking the shade Sunrise to start off with. And I'm going to be using my Zoeva 227 Luxe Soft Definer. So it's this shade up the top. Hopefully this goes okay. Nothing scarier than using a new eyeshadow. Oh my god, there's no mirror. New eyeshadow palette. Just going to start off by blending that into my crease. It's not that bad actually, is it? Let me zoom you in. Just building up that crease. Not very of a natural colour, but hey ho. So it's just like rounded off my eye. Actually really quite nice, not patchy at all. And then I'm just going to attempt to blend the edges out. Oh my god, what the fuck? She's going really well. What? I'm so confused. This eyeshadow palette cost me £3. What? That is mad. I'm then just going to be taking one of these dark chocolate brown shades for the lid, but I'm going to be building it up with the colour next to it, which is this one here, and I'm going to take that on the same brush. I'm just going to stamp that here in the outer corner. The other side of the brush, I'm just going to take that lighter colour just to blend above it. I'm so confused. This is actually really good. Oh my god, just dropping it on the floor. Just pack some more dark brown on. Just blending it into it. Don't worry about the fallout, I can clean that off afterwards. And I feel like that's like the darkest brown there actually is in the whole palette. I'm going to go around it with this MAC brush just to clean it up, soften the edges. The dark shadows, good, but I don't feel like it's dark enough. I'm just applying a bit more into my crease more. I feel like it blends with the other shade really well, but they do sort of mix into the same colour, if that makes sense. It's like deepened it up quite a lot. I'm then going to go in with orange, and I'm going to apply that on the MAC brush. Just take that around the top. Create like almost like a sunset eye look. All I can say is I'm so impressed for £3. I don't know if it's because of the base I'm using or what. The orange shade I'm just dragging down. And then taking another clean brush and just blending over the edges. I would use a darker brown like I was doing this look like again, but I want to use just this palette to see how it performs. So I'm going to leave it like that, but I'm going to apply this dark brown. I'm going to apply it using this Real Techniques brush. I would have used concealer, but I want to see how it performs. So I'm just going to apply quite a lot on my brush, tap off any excess. Just put that on my lid. That's so pigmented. Just going to apply it quite high up. And then using the original brush, I'm just going to blend the edges out of it. And then I'm just going to go back to the dark brown, just apply that on the outer corner. Okay, that bit here looks like it's gone like a bit weird, but I'm just going to tap over that. And then to make it pop, I'm going to be mixing the two other shimmer shades here. So for that, I'm just going to be using a Anastasia brush, the flat side, and then I'm going to pop that just over it. Oh my god, that's so nice. With the Anastasia brush, I'm going to just blend the edges out of the shimmery shadow. As you can see, I've taken it quite high up. Keep going back in with the original brush. I mean, to say that palette is from Primark and it's done that is really impressive. I'm going to clean up under my eye. So as you can tell, because I wanted this to be more of a softer glam than like a heavy, like full on like tons of eyeshadow and colours, that's why I applied my foundation first, because it just blends much better. For under my eye, I'm just going to be using the same colours, just applying them at my lash line. So the first shade we took, this one, just basically cupping underneath the eye. That's how I like to like basically explain it. This bit in here needs a bit more blending. I am going to be applying a colour in my inner corner though, I believe. So that's it for the underneath of the eye. I don't want it to be like too dark. I just want to keep it quite like orangey. And then in the corner, sorry I keep looking over there, I'm going to be applying the like white shade. When I swatched this, I didn't like, it wasn't that great, but ooh, better than I thought it would be. Okay, that's not bad. I'm then going to be applying some eyeliner and some lashes, and I will be back. Keep forgetting I've got this lovely headband on my head. What I'm going to do, grabbing my foundation brush and just going over everything. And I'm just going to be applying my Maybelline number 20 light medium loose finishing powder with my e.l.f. small tapered brush. And I'm just going to apply that where I've like put concealer and everything. But I'm not going to be applying that where I want to highlight. So under my eyes, nose, my head, just to set all those areas. It looks so pale. For my bronzer, I'm going to go in with something a bit different that I haven't used in ages, and it's my NARS Casino bronzer. I used to really like this, but I don't ever really tend to use it. Don't know, I find it's a bit like muddy. I'm going to go back to my Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. I feel like it's nicer. I find the NARS one is a bit like powdery. It's just a grim mark on my face. Great. For blusher, I'm just going to use Milani's Luminoso. It's my fave. Just going to go quite heavy-handed with the blusher, because the eyes are very orange. For highlighter, I'm just going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlight. I'm just going to pack this on. Then just blending over that. Really helps to push it into your skin. And I'm going to put some mascara on. And to finish off my brows, I'm actually going to be using some brow gel. This is the NYX Cincy Brow Mascara, and this is in chocolate. Just to add a tiny bit of colour. I love natural fluffy brows with like looks like this. Just think it looks a lot nicer, complements the look more. Applying the mascara at the root of my lashes, just to blend them with my natural lashes. And this year I am actually going to get eyelash extensions for my holiday because I can't be arsed putting lashes on like every day. I'm literally going like 2.5 weeks. How mad is that? Yeah, we booked it like last August, so. Right, for the lips, I'm going to do something a bit different. I've got this, I had this Primark lip kit and I literally got it like last year to use in a video, but I never did. So I've got this brown lip liner. Oh my god, I can't even get the lid off it. Oh my god, what? Fuck. The lip pencil's just come off in the lid. That's not going to happen. Okay, I rescued it. Right, just going to apply this. I feel like I've done loads of looks that are warm toned, but I've never done it with like a palette this cheap. Then I'm grabbing the liquid lipstick, and this is just called the matte liquid lipstick. I'm not even sure if they still do this, but I'm sure they do because they still do the lip kits. And then I'm just going to apply that onto my lips. I thought it was about time I changed it up as well. I went for like a darker colour on my lips, so they're just doing nude all the time. My lips are really dry. It's actually a really nice colour. It's more of a purpley brown. By the way, I'm not the best at applying dark liquid lipsticks, like lip colours, and I have really uneven lips. Okay, I think that's good. I'm then gonna apply another Primark product, which is the Glow Setting Spray. I really like this. Just gonna take my hair out of my lovely headband that you've all probably been enjoying. Right, oh my god, my hair. I washed it today, so it's all fluffy. So I actually really like the eyeshadow palette. I think the fact this cost me £3 is really good. I also like the fact it has the little shade, the names of the shades. I think the packaging's really sweet, how it says Amber Passion. Obviously it's meant to be like the same as a Huda Beauty palette, but I don't have the warm tone Huda Beauty palette. I only have the colourful one. But anyway, really like the shades. Do wish this one was a bit darker because I feel like when you blended it into the other shade next to it, then it did sort of merge into like create its own colour, whereas I would have appreciated it if it was a bit more like darker. So really like the shimmery shades. Was very impressed with this white one more than I was when I swatched it, because if you watch one of my vlogs where I swatched this, the white one literally you couldn't see it on my hand, even though I had no fake tan on at the time. But still, I would say with this white one, this is my least favourite in this palette. It's really nice when you get it on, but I would say that you have to keep going in back and forth with your brush for it to pack a punch basically. But other than that, I really do think this is really good for £3, and if you're starting out with makeup or you're of a younger age, I feel like this would be really good for you. Oh my god, I dropped it on the floor. The lip pencil. Wow. I would say I do really like Primark's lip pencils, but this one, obviously the nib fell out, but I had to put it back in. But they're always really nice and creamy. They're really good for the money. The matte liquid lipstick, I would say the packaging is fine. I sometimes like with liquid lipsticks, if you can see them through the tube, like you can see the true colour, but obviously you can't with this one. I would say it's dried really nice. Literally doesn't feel like I have anything on my lips. It just feels like powdery, a bit like the Kat Von D liquid lipsticks. But yeah, I believe that this lip kit was like £3 when I bought it at the time. So £6 for like a liquid lipstick, a lip pencil and an eyeshadow palette is great. And I think that was all of like the main things I use. And then the setting spray, I really like this. I've been using it a lot recently. I find that it really helps like to push all the products into my skin, like melt them down. And this has illuminating pearls, aloe vera and vitamin B5. Probably got lipstick on my tooth. But yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I really like this makeup look. I think it's really nice. I would say that with the shimmery shadows, they don't blend so easily into the matte shadows, so you do have to keep going over it, but apart from that I think it's really nice. So I really am impressed, and I would highly recommend you to go into your local Primark and see what other palettes they have, maybe pick this one up. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you liked this, and I'll see you in my next video. Please let me know of any video requests you may have, because as I said, I'm going on holiday soon and I need to know of some ideas, and I'm very stuck for ideas recently. I would appreciate if you could leave some comments down below. So take care, bye!